Hello, beautiful people. You know how it goes. Let's get our drinks. Make sure our animals are calm today. And go lay down up here. Do not whine. I'm not hearing it today, okay? Gotta be a little strict with them. All right. So yesterday I seen a documentary. Sorry, my animals, every time I go live, it literally never fails. They'll get right up in my face. I don't know if it's because I'm giving you guys attention or if it's simply because I'm not giving them attention, but they trip out. So I gotta go tell them to calm down, give them their toys and some treats, and just chill, animals, please. You will probably see a couple cats running through, but whatever. I'm an animal person. I got my animals. All right. Anywho, today we are going to be reacting to a documentary that I seen yesterday. It's on 19 News in Cleveland. Hopefully they'll let me use it and all of that. I am using it with the fair use policy. I'm going to be making it transformative. I'm going to be reacting to it and stopping it at times. So if you don't like commentary, I guess, feel free to go on over to their channel and watch it free of commentary. But I need to react to it. I'm getting into this case. I have a deep dive on my channel of this case, and let's just hope everything goes the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to give you just, a quick recap of the case. So first off, I want to say welcome back to my channel, to my live stream. I appreciate anyone that is here. I'm starting out. I've done quite a bit so far, but I'm trying to get everything straight and keep it up. So if anyone is here, I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I'm not to any point of making money, none of that stuff. I'm here doing this because I love to do this and I want to do this. Cats. Right here. Here they are. And I want to make sure full justice is served, especially for these little girls. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how anyone could be the way they are. But let's get into it. But anywho, welcome back to my live stream. If you've been here before, if you've not been here before, my name is Tiffany. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, but I'm kind of just now starting the past couple months doing live streams and videos and shorts and all of that, trying to stay up to date on a lot of the true crime cases out there. This is just something I want to do. I feel very pulled to do it, and that's just that. So this is a case there's been a couple people in my inbox wanting me to do it, and I've been wanting to do it. I've done, again, like I said, a deep dive on it, and I've just been wanting just to do everything I can on it. We could get some new information here, or it could be the same stuff we've heard, but I want to get it out there. I know other people are doing the case. A lot of other people are doing the case. And I'm just so appreciative if you're here listening to me ramble away. Very much. I love you guys. So frankly, it's one of the most heartbreaking stories and cases that we've ever had to cover on this channel, or one of the most heartbreaking cases I've seen or saw. I will put a trigger warning before anything. We're going to be reacting to this documentary I'm going to give you guys a overview. We could do a little bit of a deep dive, who knows, into the unaliving of 2 young girls in Cleveland, Ohio. Their mother has been arrested. That just says it all right there. So I'll get into just a couple of the facts. The investigation moved at lightning speed. So it all started on March the 2nd, 2026, around 6 p.m. We have Philip, the man who made the call to 911. We already done a live reacting to the call that he made, reacting to the body cam, the mother's arraignment, and then one of the fathers speaking. So Philip made the call to 911. He was walking his dog near East 162nd Street and Midland in a park area. He told dispatchers his dog had been sniffing a specific mound of dirt for about a week. Just kind of going by, sniffing it, and really just kind of wanting to be over there. And eventually he had to just stop and kind of see what that mound of dirt was. Yeah, we need justice for these babies for sure. So Philip finally decided to check it out. And what he found is definitely the stuff of nightmares. That's what I say every time. It's the stuff of nightmares for sure. He saw a partially buried black suitcase. When he unzipped it, the man saw a human head and other body parts. When the police arrived, they didn't just find one suitcase. I kind of have a little bit of a iffy about the original officer who arrived. I understand, myself, not an officer, just a normal, regular person, I would be scared to death to open it for sure. If I knew what was in it, or if someone had already opened it and said what was in it, I would be scared to death. Police officers are trained. They're trained to do this stuff. I think if I was a police officer and it was me, I would have definitely just took a quick peek to make sure it's what Philip said and then called my backup right away. He did not do that. He stood around for a while saying that he was requesting his flashlight, this and that. He could have took a quick little peek just to make sure and get the investigation moving a little bit quicker, honestly. But I digress. So when the other police officers arrived, they didn't just find one suitcase. I think it was about 25 feet away. They discovered a second shallow grave and a second suitcase. Both contained the decomposed remains of 2 young girls placed in the fetal position. So, yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this case? Your true, honest feelings? I'm very upset. I'm very mad. Don't understand how a mother could do this at all. I don't understand any of that. Because you have the mother, Aaliyah Henderson. The bodies were found in the wooded area behind the Saranac playground, okay? And the mother, Aaliyah Henderson, she lived literally 100 yards away. She could likely see the spot where her daughters were buried from her own front yard. When she walked out the door, she could probably just see it. So the investigators executed a search warrant at that house on March the 4th and found significant evidence inside. Even more chilling, while her 2 daughters... What are you doing? Even more chilling, while her 2 daughters were across the street in suitcases, she was still living there with a 6-year-old child who, thank God, has been taken by CPS since. But that child was healthy. Supposedly nothing wrong with the child. Thank God there was one child who made it out healthy and alive. This case brings me to tears. I don't know. Thank God there was at least one kid. Hopefully I don't have lipstick on my teeth. Oh, I just thought about that. Okay, so we have Amore and Mila. The victims have been identified as 10-year-old Amore Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. They were half sisters. One of the biggest red flags in this case is that there's almost no recent photos of these girls. It looks like a classic case of isolation. The mother kept them isolated from the other family members for years and years. One of the fathers, as we did discuss in our other live, he said that he tried CPS cases, he tried court, he tried the police, and nothing helped. And that's the part that makes my blood boil. His name is Deshaun Chapman, Mila's father. He spoke to the media. We covered that also in our other live. He said he's been looking for his daughter for 5 years. And then someone had asked me if they were reported missing. They were not reported missing. They were never reported missing to local, state, or federal databases. They were just gone, just vanished out of nowhere. Supposedly, though, Deshaun Chapman, Mila's father, did everything right. He called the police for welfare checks. He went to the courts, called CPS. He says the mother kept moving around to avoid him and denied him all access to his daughter. He's now begging for the laws to change so that fathers have more of a say in their children's lives. He said, I asked you on numerous occasions, just give me my daughter. If it's too much for you, just please give me my daughter. If you don't want these babies, there's other people that wants them. There's no point in going out here and unaliving these babies. So one of the last things I'll talk about before we get into this. Aaliyah Henderson appeared in court on March the 6th. She's 28 years old, and incredibly, she had no prior history of violence or convictions. None whatsoever. Her defense attorney actually argued for a reasonable bond, saying she was looking for a job. Thank God that the judge was not having it. Citing public safety, the bond was set at $2 million. That's $1 million for each child. She's currently facing 2 counts of aggravated unaliving and charges of endangering children. And my final thoughts on this. We still don't have a formal cause of death because the remains were so decomposed, but we do know that the community's mourning for sure. There was a visual where they released pink and purple balloons for Amore and Mila. It's just devastating to think that their lives were snuffed out by the one person who was supposed to protect them. And we're definitely going to keep a close eye on this case as it moves toward the trial. We will do our best to cover everything that we can. Okay, so let's get into it. Documentary. Let me get over to it. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I go back and forth between YouTube and TikTok, so I keep getting confused on the follow and subscribe button. But please like and subscribe. Please share this video out. I need to get to more viewers. YouTube's hard. It's really hard to get connected on YouTube. When I'm over on TikTok, there's people come in and out, but it's so hard to get connected on YouTube. I don't quite understand why it's so hard. But please, if you are on here, comment. Let's talk. Let's chat about this case. And I need people to talk to. Okay. So let's make sure we are ready on the side. We are going to be reacting to 19 News, the Suitcases, and Shallow Graves. It's a new video podcast that examines the killings of the Cleveland sisters, Amore and Mila. All right, let's get into it. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. And please let me know if the audio is good, if the video is good, all of that. Okay, 1 second. Did I share the wrong screen? Of course I did. Why am I there? Why did it share that screen? That one. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay, let's see if we can get here now. Alrighty. Please let me know if the audio is good. If the video is good, the audio is good. Please let me know if everything is good to go. Alrighty. The dark side of the... If you can hear the audio, just give me a thumbs up in the chat.
Cleveland Police. I just found a head in a suitcase in the park.
Leads to another.
When homicide detectives arrived, they found not one,
but 2 suitcases, each containing the body of a young girl.
A little frightening. It just makes me wonder what happened,
Launching an urgent search for their identities and their killer.
If anyone thinks that the devil is not among us, they're mistaken. Okay?
Amen. I've said that so many times before. You gotta watch everybody. I don't know.
They're mistaken. The devil is among us. What took place here was demonic.
I agree,
And
indeed.
a call for help from the public.
We're asking if anyone has any information, saw anything suspicious in the area, that they are to contact the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit.
2 little girls, half-sisters, their identities revealed. Their mother charged with their murders. A father who begged for help.
I don't get how you can hate your own kids enough to kill them, to bury them, to do all this, and go
Look at
right
those
there to that
babies.
home. Right there.
Look at these poor faces. Look at these babies. How do you understand or come to the reasoning? How do you come to the reasoning to do something to these poor girls? There is absolutely 0 reasons why this should have happened.
And live there where your kids is dead right here.
A community shaken to its core.
Because it's going to take a minute for us to heal. That's real. It's going to take a minute for us to heal.
So what we need to commit to from this point forward is being the voice for these angels. Making sure that
yes, these 2 babies need a loud voice. They need loud voices. They need everybody they possibly can to get together. And that's another reason why I want to cover everything I can about these cases, because these babies, they need voices. Let's get back to it.
This is done.
Now, Deshaun Chapman wants changes to the system he says has denied him a chance to be a father.
The 19 Investigates team has been working sources, uncovering hidden details and breaking new developments in this case since the moment these children were found. Now we're taking you inside the investigation. I'm Sarah Goldenberg, and you are listening to Dark Side of the Land. It's an unthinkable crime. 2 little children gone too soon. They were sisters, little girls with big smiles. Amore Wilson, just 10 years old. Mila Chapman, just 8 years old. Their lives, their hopes and dreams, their childhood innocence stolen. Today is Wednesday, March 11th, and a suspect was in court today. I'm going to take you through what we know so far, starting from the beginning.
I'm going to let this play. I'll be right back, but I'm going to let this play through while I'm going. I'll be just 1 minute.
We'll go through this case day by day as it unfolded over the first 5 days and everything that's happened in the courtroom up until now. A warning, this podcast episode features some graphic details that may be disturbing. Monday, March 2nd, day 1 of the investigation. The 911 call came into police just after 6 p.m. A man walking his dog made the disturbing discovery in the South Collinwood neighborhood of Cleveland.
Cleveland 911, dispatcher O'Neill, do you need police, fire, or an ambulance?
Police.
Cleveland Police, what's the address of the emergency?
It's a park, Midland and 162nd Street. I just found a head in a suitcase in the park.
Think about that. Just imagine that. And then to come to find out it was a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old little girl. And there was 2 of them. Just imagine. Like and subscribe if you haven't. That way we can get more people in here, please. Thank you guys for being here.
Caller tells the dispatcher his name and phone number.
Okay, and is it a human head or an animal head?
Yes, no, it's a human head in a suitcase with it looks like some other body parts. I was walking my dog and my dog stopped and there was something like half buried. It looked like a suitcase. I pulled it up and unzipped it and opened it, and that's what it was.
And where is the suitcase?
It's all the way to the back of the park. There's a black suitcase. I'm standing on the sidewalk right now, and you can actually see the suitcase from here. Okay, it was like half buried, and I was walking my dog, and my dog started sniffing it. I've been walking past it for a few days.
Yeah.
And I said, let me just take a look and see what this is, because it wasn't there like last week. I was hoping it wasn't that, but it is.
A Cleveland.
How satanic do you have to be to do something like that to your own babies? To kids in general, but to your own babies? This lady, Aaliyah Henderson, makes me so frustrated. On our other live about this, we went through the 911 call, the body cam footage, her arraignment, and one of the dads speaking. And it got to her arraignment, or no, I'm sorry. The 911 calls. She had a call to 911 also, the mother did. And it pissed me off to like no other. You can go back and watch that live and listen to it. And she's just going on, girl this, girl that. I was so upset. I don't like her at all.
Police officer responds, checking in with the 911 caller. They talk on the side of the road on a warm March day. Here's audio from the officer's body camera.
How you doing, sir?
Shaking up right now.
Understood.
You have to be shaken up.
You can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
straight ahead in front of me? Okay. It's a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm going to take it. I hope it's not what I'm.
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see. And I opened it up and hid.
Something no one should see. The field where this man found the suitcase is right next to Ginn Academy, a high school at East 162nd Street and Midland Avenue. Houses line a brick road across the street in this neighborhood just about.
I'm kind of blind reacting to this. I don't know what she's going to say, but the mother was less than 100 yards away. They lived less than 100 yards away. She could walk out on her porch and if I'm not mistaken, get a straight view of where she done of her daughters. And she, like a week at least.
2 miles from Lake Erie.
Buried under the dirt it was?
Yeah, halfway.
Okay.
You can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there. Like somebody buried it or tried to bury it. And like I said, I walked my dog over there and she keeps stopping it. She sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not going to with it. And today I was just like, let me see what that really is.
Okay.
The police officer tells him he'll check it out and walks out onto the field alone. Blue skies overhead have melted the snow that sat here and piled up for weeks. He sees a muddy black suitcase lying on its side and waits for backup to open it.
My only thing about this police officer, I said it earlier, I'm just a little, is he waits, and it seems like he waits a long time. He didn't even get confirmation himself. I was saying he needed to wait for a flashlight, all of that. They are trained to like go in, confirm situations, then call for backup. He didn't confirm the situation. Like, if it was us, I understand we would be scared, but they're trained. I think you would need to at least go over there and confirm it, because it was still a little daylight whenever he first got there, and then call your backup and rush them on. You know, that's the only mistake I think he made.
And when they do, their fears are confirmed. They call the homicide unit to the scene, and as the sun sets, detectives find not one, but 2 suitcases, partially buried in shallow graves. The body of a young child inside each one, an unthinkable tragedy. Who were these children, and what happened to them? This discovery launched a massive investigation and sent shockwaves across Cleveland.
Yeah.
A city on edge, waiting to learn more.
What do you think about what was found over there? Shocked? Scared?
Yes. A little frightening. It just makes me wonder what happened, you know, and how did that come about?
Detectives worked through the night, meticulously collecting evidence. Firefighters and other police officers have been told to clear the field to preserve the crime scene. The homicide unit checked surrounding houses for surveillance cameras, questioned neighbors, and followed up on tips. Later,
yeah, I think there's so many houses around there that you figure somebody would have like a Ring camera or a Nest or something on like the outside of their door that would see something. She had to get them suitcases there somehow. And them suitcases aren't easy to just carry or hide or anything. You've got to lug a suitcase. And a 10 and an 8-year-old, they're going to be heavy, and you got to lug it, and somebody had to have saw something. I would be incredibly surprised if there is zero security or surveillance footage anywhere.
That night, a slow trickle of information started coming into our newsroom and out to the public.
Breaking news alert.
We begin with breaking news. Cleveland police finding 2 bodies in the area of East 162nd Street and Midland Avenue in the South Collinwood neighborhood.
The Cleveland Division of Police sent out a press release just after 9 p.m. saying their homicide unit was investigating 2 suspected homicides. And the bodies found had been sent to the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's office for examination. Next, they needed to find their identities and the cause and manner of their deaths.
I don't believe we've found the cause of death yet, if I'm not mistaken. Where they're so
Police said there was no indication of an ongoing threat to public safety. They asked anyone with information to give them a call. And a sleepless night dragged on for homicide detectives and neighbors. Tuesday, day 2 of the investigation. Had these children ever been reported missing before they were found dead? That was a big question that stood out to us in the investigative unit the next morning as we waited for more information. We cover missing child cases all too often, some of them cold cases, and we wondered if this was a recent case or an older case that had remained unsolved. We comb through missing children cases in Northeast Ohio looking for children, possibly girls, reported missing in our area. We checked Cleveland Police's missing persons page and several missing persons databases, but nothing seemed to match. Finally, that afternoon, more from police on the victims.
And were not reported missing. I like the dad, he's tried everything to get his daughter, Mila, but nobody was reported missing. So that's how isolated that I could think that they were away from their family. Like no one would talk to them for quite a while, probably. So like a week's time, if that was the time frame, no one's going to know because they've probably not talked to them in months.
The investigation. They held their first press conference just before 2 o'clock. Here's Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd.
We're called. Let's get you live now to the update.
Out and located a deceased individual that was in a shallow grave inside of a suitcase. The officers immediately began their investigation as they canvassed the area for any potential evidence on scene. The officers located what appeared to be a second shallow grave, and they could tell that there was a second suitcase in that location.
So sad.
The officers at that time identified that there was a body inside of that second suitcase as well. The medical examiner's office responded out, and they took custody of the individuals and for their further investigation. So we completed our investigation on scene. The only updates we have at this time are that the individuals are 2 juvenile Black females. The one individual is suspected to be anywhere between the ages of 8.5 to 13. The second is estimated to be of the age of 10.5 to 14. At this time, there are no clear indicators of the cause of death of the 2 young females. And, we're asking if anyone has any information, saw anything suspicious in the area, that they are to contact the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit at 216-623-5464. We will be operating that line 24 hours a day, So someone will be available to answer those calls.
I think still yet, if you have any information, you can call that number still.
Or they can call Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. At this time, we don't know how long the juveniles had been at this location. It was some time, so it's not just something that was recent. The investigation is ongoing. We have to wait for results from the medical examiner, and from there, we should have an update once we have further information. So if you have any questions, we'll open it up.
The body's dismembered.
No.
And approximately how big are these suitcases if you were to?
I am not going to give that information right now. So the only thing I do ask is if somebody saw something that was suspicious involving something that sounds familiar, I don't want to give certain information out that could tamper the investigation.
Were the two victims related?
No, we don't have any identification of either of the victims at this time.
But
Do you have any suspects?
No.
Are there missing persons, missing children that match the two girls that were found?
So it's a good question. We have checked our, locally, we have no reports of any missing children that match these identifications. We are checking statewide as well. We also have the assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. This is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community. And, this is just such a tragic incident. But
it's tragic. There's so many victims in the case. The fathers, the little girls for one, the fathers, the rest of the family members. Just imagine how traumatized those family members are. The community, so many houses were around there. So many people lived around there. And two babies are just right across the street.
We're trying to develop any leads we can. That's why we're also asking for the community's help.
I know in last night's press release, you said the department said there's no ongoing threat to the public. What leads investigators to come to that conclusion?
When we say that, it's more, we know that this didn't just happen. We still have to develop exactly when this happened. And, we don't have any indication that there's a clear threat to safety.
As far as how long those children were hidden in that field, in the suitcases, Chief Todd said it was hard to tell. The first week of March in Ohio, the snow finally started thawing, and she said their detectives were out in the neighborhood looking for more information, including surveillance cameras at their houses. But the difficult part, she said, was finding the timeline of when this happened. How far back did they need to look?
So the snow, it kind of makes, I guess, a bit of a difference. The snow would have been dug up in those spots. Like you would have been able, I guess, to see the snow dug up a little. So was it before the snow even happened? Was it even longer? The guy said about a week in the body cam that his dog's been sniffing around. But was it even longer? Was it before the snow happened? Let's see what she says.
Working with any other agencies in this, maybe the FBI, maybe National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, anything like that?
We are working with all of our federal, state, and local partners.
Right.
From Department of Children and Family Services to CMSD to the FBI. This is a priority investigation.
As far as your knowledge, have you had any other cases here locally similar to this where children were found in suitcases or missing people or anything like this before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Chief, can you describe, when it involves children? I mean, it takes this crime to another level.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that?
So when you look at that, you have an individual who's a resident who locates the trauma that happens right there. And, at the end of the day, our officers are just regular people and their parents. And, it's something that a lot of officers never have to experience. We hope they would never have to experience. And it's traumatic for everyone. And it's traumatic just for those who live in the area to know that this was right there outside their doorstep.
Should people be on heightened alert in and around this area?
I think all residents should always be cautious to the ongoings of their neighborhoods. Just, keeping alert for anything that is suspicious and always reporting it. We can't do police work alone. It takes the community to be a part of that, to call us, to let us know if something in their neighborhood is suspicious that needs, something for us to take a further look at.
The community is a huge help sometimes. Like, let's say Madeline Soto, the guy seen him on the side of the road changing the tire, and that's how they ended up in that area and ended up finding her. The community is such a huge help a lot of the time.
The bodies found were 2 young Black girls who remained unidentified. There was no obvious sign of how they died, and police believe their bodies have been there for some time, but they didn't know how long. So many unanswered questions still. First, who were they and where were their parents? Could these children have been in the foster care system or involved with children and family services? Did they go to school? And if so, why did no one ever report them missing? And were the victims from the...
That's something I hadn't thought about. Did they go to school? Were they homeschooled? Did they go to school? Did they just simply not? That's something I haven't thought about.
Cleveland area, or were they from somewhere else?
I'll be right.
Into the next day, hour by hour, we would learn more. Wednesday, day 3 of the investigation, investigators continued to work around the clock trying to solve this case. Just after 11 a.m., another big clue came down about the identity of the 2 girls. We learned they were half siblings from the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's office. They confirmed this through preliminary DNA relationship testing, but no names yet. These sisters remained unidentified. Then, just before our 5 p.m. newscast, a tip over. 19 News anchor and reporter Caitlin McCarthy rushes to the scene with a photographer, finding crime scene tape roping off a street and police cars everywhere. Investigators seem to be focusing on one home, going in and out of it. Here's Caitlin's story that ran in our newscast that night.
Cleveland police investigators spent hours taking evidence from a home here on East 162nd Street in the Collinwood neighborhood. This is across the street from where the 2 girls were found in suitcases buried in shallow graves.
Part of the investigation led us to this home, and it's been a nonstop, ongoing investigation. Our homicide unit, it's often not said, but they have been working around the clock in this investigation.
Cleveland police say a person of interest has been brought in for questioning involving the 2 young girls buried in a field next to Ginn Academy. The community has been trying to grip this heartbreaking discovery that was made on Monday evening. We spoke with a neighbor who lives close to the home investigators searched. She did not want to show her face.
I was just shocked. Like, that's like crazy. Who can do something like that to some babies?
Councilman Michael Polensik says he wants accountability for whoever did this and justice for these girls.
What kind of monster demon would do this to 2 children? Just throw them away like they're garbage. No, not here. Not in Collinwood. No, that don't happen. We're not going to put up with that. We want resolution. We want these 2 children. There's got to be justice for these 2 kids.
A somber reminder of where the remains of the girls were found. This small memorial showing that the community will not let them be forgotten.
This obviously is difficult in terms of the ages of the victims.
Okay, so just for right now, I see there's a couple people in here. I'm going to go probably about 20 more minutes or so. And I will be back on at 12:30-ish, maybe a couple minutes earlier. If you've liked and subscribed and all that, turn your notifications on so you get it back, because I'm going to do about 20 more minutes of this, and then I'm going to have to come back. I am a mother, family, woman, a wife, all of that, and I do have duties that I have to do also. So I have lunch duties that I have to get to. So we'll do probably about 20 more minutes, and then I'll have to come back at 12:30. And please come back and watch, turn your notifications on, and hopefully you get the notification that I'll be back. But let's keep going for about 20 more minutes. I just wanted to let you know ahead of time.
And it's no secret that it touches our hearts. Our officers are human just like everyone else, and they're their parents, their grandparents, and it affects them as well, which is, it goes to say that they're committed to resolving this as quickly as possible.
And the names of the 2 girls found deceased have not yet been released. Cleveland police say this investigation is ongoing. reporting in Cleveland. Caitlin McCarthy, 19 News.
A person of interest detained, according to Cleveland police, a huge development in the investigation. Caitlin spoke with Sergeant Freddie Diaz, who held a press conference on the scene. Had a search warrant for the house, and someone had been brought in for questioning. As all of this unfolded, 19 investigators developed a possible suspect name and possible identities of the children. Who was Aaliyah Henderson, and was she connected to this case?
I'm sorry, but I just want to punch her in the face when I see her face. I cannot stand this woman.
A neighbor told a 19 News reporter that Henderson lived at the home that was searched by police. We checked court records and found no prior criminal history for Henderson, but we did find she was evicted from a duplex on Park Hill Avenue in 2022. The landlord accused her of not paying rent for 3 months. A copy of a record from that eviction listed Henderson as the occupant, and it also named Mila Chapman and Amore Wilson, who we would later confirm as the victims. Hours after learning a person of interest was detained, we saw 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson had been booked into the Cuyahoga County Jail for murder and endangering children. Although she had not been formally charged, we reported Henderson's arrest and that neighbors had connected her to the home that was searched. Thursday, day 4 of the investigation, a major announcement that morning.
Coming to you from our digital desk, we want to update you on a story that has really gripped Cleveland.
In the case, Cleveland police announced a 28-year-old woman would likely be charged later that day, and then they would release her identity. A flurry of emails poured into our newsroom from police, the mayor's office in the county, and not long after, we would wind up speaking to one of the victims' fathers. That morning, Cleveland police laid out in detail what it took to get to this point, saying their homicide unit worked to develop leads by canvassing the area, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing surveillance footage. They didn't have much evidence at first, but police said detectives worked quickly and methodically to advance the investigation. Chief Dorothy Todd said that they developed the evidence needed to make quick identification of a person of interest, ultimately resulting in an arrest. Detectives used intelligence-led policing strategies, technology, and experienced investigative skills to develop probable cause to execute a search warrant at that home on East 162nd Street, and in less than 48 hours, detectives detained a person of interest. And police said recovered substantial evidence related to the case. They also found a child inside the home who appeared to be in good health.
That's what got me. Thank God. Thank God there is one baby that is safe. That's the only thing that I can think of at all positive in this whole tragedy, is that there was one baby who was safe and healthy and was able to get taken, hopefully, into a good home. It blows my mind.
Police said the Department of Children and Family Services took custody of that child. Meanwhile, the medical examiner's office continued its investigation to officially identify the 2 victims. Immediately after that announcement, a response from Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb came in, thanking homicide detectives and police for their incredible work in this case. He said, quote, their dedication and persistence led to a quick arrest in connection with the tragic deaths of 2 young children whose bodies were discovered earlier this week. This has shocked our community. We love and protect our young people, and the loss of these 2 children is unimaginable. Our hearts are with everyone who is grieving this tragedy. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for Cuyahoga County sent a statement out to the media. They've been inundated with questions since the county oversees the Department of Children and Family Services, which deals with child abuse, neglect, foster care, and adoption. They said, quote, we are profoundly saddened by the deaths of these 2 young girls, which is a tragedy for their families and our entire community. Due to the active criminal investigation into these deaths, as well as the confidentiality obligation of Ohio law, we are unable to disclose any further information at this time. The rain poured that day as these developments came in, and our reporters worked tirelessly out in the field to get more answers and try to track down family members of the girls. Reporter Harry Boomer caught up with a man who said he was one of the victims' fathers at the scene where it happened. We're going to let that interview play out for you.
Deshaun Chapman.
My condolences, our condolences.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Talk to me about what happened and what you feel about what happened with the loss of your daughter.
I don't know all the details
This
right
is
now.
the dad.
I'm still in contact with the detectives. We're doing the DNA samples, so I get more details.
I would be so horrified if my babies, if something happened to my babies, anything happened to my babies, but especially something like this. Oh, I would be so horrified. And especially if I had been trying for 5 years or ever how long to get them or to just do something. Oh, I would be horrified. I don't think there's anything that you could do for me that would help anything.
Within the next couple of days, but from what I heard, my child's mother killed my daughter Mila Chapman and Amore Wilson, her other daughter Amore Wilson. I guess Monday. I just found out yesterday when she was arrested. The detectives was looking for me.
I didn't realize that. The mother done that on Monday, or they found the girls on Monday, and everybody knew. I guess he knew that there had been some girls maybe, but he didn't know it was his daughter and his daughter's sister. And he found out days later that it was his daughter. Oh, that kind of makes my stomach sink.
They got in contact with me. They wanted me to come and do a DNA sample. Did the DNA sample this morning. Talked to them a little bit. Got a little bit of the news, but not a lot. So a full story will be out in the next couple of days.
When was the last time you saw your daughter?
I've been looking for my daughter for 5 years. I've been calling CPS, going to the courts, trying to get emergency custody, calling the police for welfare checks, but they deny all access because she's a mover, I guess. So, in the state of Ohio, if you don't have the address of the person, but you have their full name and social, but if you don't have the address, it's nothing they can do for you. So
that's wild. I think he's trying to make some changes for that. If you want to be a good father, I think you should be allowed to be a good father. And if you want to prove yourself to be in your kids' life or to try to take them out of a life that they don't need to be in, I think you should be allowed to do that. I think he's trying to make some changes, and I really hope that he makes some good changes. And I'm going to probably stop after he speaks here, and then I'll be back on at 12:30. Or right around 12:30, maybe a couple minutes before, I don't know. And we're going to try to finish this out. I do have other things that demand my attention, though.
I've been trying to contact them. CPS told me, the CPS told me they're going to get in contact with her. They got in contact with her, called her, and said, asked her, did the babies have food in the refrigerator and the bed? She said, yes, they closed the case. Went down to the courts multiple times. In the last 5 years, I done had so many different lawyers. Even the lawyers couldn't get it. They told me if I don't have no address for her, there's nothing we can do. I've been trying to get her emergency custody like 5-10 times. They denied everything. So the last time I did have contact with her was about, she's 8, she about to be 9. So 4 years ago when she started kindergarten, Aaliyah reached out to me and asked me to help her for school clothes, school shoes,
She want money.
books and stuff that the class needed. She gave me the list. I bought everything, reached out to her,
4 years
said, I
ago.
got it. Where do you want to meet? And then she disappeared again. Ain't talked to her since.
4 years.
So I've been looking nonstop.
I know that you cannot get a hold of CPS cases, or like if you're trying with CPS, I don't think you can get like FOIAs or none of that stuff on. If someone's trying to contact CPS, I think you can probably do the courts if you're trying to take someone to court and this and that, or maybe even just the officers and all that. Maybe you can get a hold of that stuff, but I don't believe with CPS you can get the FOIA reports or none of that stuff.
And come to find out, yesterday Me and my friends was just talking about how the world's sad with these little girls they found. Come to find out, it's my daughter and another young lady.
That would be so awful.
That I was a part of her life too.
After watching the news, Deshaun realized it was her and called police.
Homicide said they was looking for me, and I contacted them, went up there 7 a.m. to dot all the I's, cross the T's.
Tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling, believing that your daughter has been murdered.
What I'm feeling is hate. I ain't gonna lie, I feel hate. But I asked you numerous occasions, just give me my daughter. If it's too much for you, just give me my daughter. I just want my daughter. You told me I'm too family oriented. You told me I'm too family oriented. And you go and do this. All you had to do is give me my daughter. My daughter would be alive today. Both Amore and Mila would be alive today.
How can you be too family oriented? What the? Okay. We're going to pause right here. Like I said, I have things that I have to do for lunch. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm not going to do none of that. I will be back on around 12:30 or a few minutes before. If you are on here, please set your notifications to where you can get my notification when I go live. That way you can come back in and finish watching and reacting to this with me. If you've not, please like and subscribe, please. The likes, me asking for likes, it helps the algorithm. It helps me just to get out there a little bit more. And that's what I need. I need to get out there and get this story out there even more. I know other people, way bigger creators, way bigger people have gotten the story out there, but I would like to also get it out there. I think the more voices, the better. The more, the better. So that's that. All right. So I will be back 12:30, a couple minutes before. Bye, guys.